Hello and welcome to the Kind of Sort of Maybe Show. Thank you for joining us. My name's Jim.
I'm Claudia.
I'm Melinda.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about Star Wars, the original trilogy, and we're pretty excited about it. We had a little bit of a chat before. Yeah, we are excited about it. We have one who's indifferent, or poor Claudia. We just feel bad for
You're
her.
so excited, right? Han Solo.
Acquired fan.
Yeah.
Frog.
The frog. Yeah, so I guess Star Wars, the original trilogy, when did you watch it, Claudia?
The original trilogy.
Which is
TNT with my dad.
the complete wrong way to watch Star Wars. Perfect.
They were playing it on TV and he was like, you need to watch this.
Do you remember what order you watched it? What was first?
Whatever was on TV. So I do remember, I don't remember the order that I watched those three in, but I know that it was with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on TNT, and I didn't understand what they were about, but my dad said that we had to watch them, and they were really cool to him.
Okay.
So we paid attention.
Who was your favorite character?
R2-D2.
Oh, okay. What'd you call him?
Arturito.
There you go. That's what I was waiting for. Yeah, and Melinda, how about you? When did you watch Star Wars?
I don't remember. I was a child,
Mm-hmm.
probably, I don't know, younger than 10, probably. I don't know math. Not so good with the numbers.
What order? Do you remember?
We did... I watched 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
I watched the original trilogy before I watched 1, 2, and 3. So
you just
4 is
four,
the
probably?
first one that I ever saw.
Yeah, with me, I think I mentioned it before. I saw it at my cousin's house. They loved Indiana Jones and Return of the Jedi. So it was Return of the Jedi all the time. And then I watched the other ones proper.
Return of the Jedi was your first one?
Mm-hmm. But
How old were you?
I was probably, I don't know, like 10 maybe. So yeah, they had it on VHS and they would just play it because he loved certain parts of the movie and he would fast forward through a lot of it. So I didn't get the whole thing
Picture.
when I was younger, but I did watch it, of course, when I was like in middle school and I actually started understanding, and they brought out like the VHS trilogy and it was like remastered, not special edition, but it was like the remastered stuff where it actually, Darth Vader was like black. He wasn't like a blue tint.
Pixely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it was VHS, so it was still not the best quality. Yeah, but that's when I first saw it. And I remember there was like laser disc versions that people had. We didn't have laser discs. Do you remember those? Do you ever hear about those?
No.
Like huge, like record size DVD. Think of a DVD, but it was like high quality. It was pretty cool. But back in the day, yeah. Like I think schools had them, but nobody else did. Not normal people. But anyway, so Star Wars, yeah. Starting with like episode 4. What was your favorite part about like episode 4? Which is known
that
as
is so A New Hope.
Okay.
Yeah, that is such a loaded
That's what I do.
question. I
Have you
know
not
you
met
do
Jim?
that. I know. I don't know. I mean, it's you get introduced to Luke Skywalker and but also there's Han Solo and Princess Leia and everything.
Yeah, like with me, I remember I remember Luke, super whiny.
He's a
bit whiny.
crybaby, yeah, just like his pops.
Yeah, and so like the whole, I was gonna go to Tashi Station.
But I was gonna go to Tashi Station
pick up some power converters. Yeah, that was so funny and classic. I thought it was really hilarious with that. I also thought that it was funny when what was cool about it is when you went and saw when you went and met Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Old Ben.
Yeah, old Ben Kenobi. And that was awesome. And when you saw him there and got a look at the lightsaber, the whole thing. And if you've seen, what's that? Yeah, he actually I don't know if you remember, he actually put the lightsaber to his face.
His eyeball.
And imagine if he had like ignited it and
That would have been.
And like Obi-Wan was like, you're good, whatever. But at that point, and what was cool with the lore and all that, you heard about, I fought with your father in the Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. And because we've already done the prequel podcast, or I guess the way it was meant to be, you saw that whole story of Anakin and you know what happened. It wasn't like a mystery. But when you first saw these a long time ago, remember, like there was no backstory. All you had was, I fought alongside your father in the Clone Wars, and he was a great pilot. That's all you knew about Anakin Skywalker. There was nothing else there. So that's really interesting going back from my perspective. Did you see, I don't remember, did you see the original trilogy first or did you see the prequels?
We saw it, yeah, because my uncle,
He's like, this is a proper way to watch it.
So, we did 4, 5, 6, and then we'd watch 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
yeah, 4, 5, 6 was first, as it should be. I
Yep.
think.
I think so too. It's a lot harder to watch the new ones and then go to the older ones, and
Yeah.
you're like, why is the fighting
What
style
is
not the same?
happening? Yeah, and that's what that day that I watched episode 4
Mhm.
instead of 1, because that's just so automatic to me. Is to when I'm gonna
Start
binge
there.
watch them, which I do, very frequently. Is I do 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and so that was just automatic for me, and I didn't realize until I don't know. I was like 45 minutes in. I'm like, wait, I'm watching the wrong movie.
Well, there's one thing that I wanted to talk about. I think in the movie, Luke mentions that he wanted to go to the academy, and
Mhm.
his uncle's like, you can do that next
Next
season or
season.
something. So the academy, the Imperial Academy, right? He was going to go become a part of the Empire because that's all there was, really. It's not like you can go join the academy for the rebels. It's like, so I think what was happening, like, he was going to go because that's what you got to do, join the academy, learn how to fly, and get out of Tatooine. Like, it was that whole classic story. Like, I'm leaving, like, I'm getting out of the valley, anywhere but the valley, right? And that's a classic. What Luke was pretty much saying, anywhere but Tatooine. And I mean, he did, but he was going to go join the Imperials. What do you think? Do you think that's what he was going to do?
No, because at the end of episode 4, he meets his friend.
Biggs. Yeah.
Right.
Switch. Have you seen the deleted scenes with that?
When? What?
So on Tatooine, he meets his friend Biggs, and Biggs is wearing a cape and all this stuff, and he's like, "Oh, Luke," like he talks to Luke like they're old friends, but Biggs is like up here because he went to the academy, and I think he got recruited into the rebellion. I think that's what you'd kind of like use it to train yourself and learn. And then take that and defect to the rebels. So I think Luke even says, "Oh, I hate the Empire, but what are you going to do?" That whole thing. But he knew he had to get out, and I think he was going to join the
He was
Empire.
a farmer, right?
Yeah, he was a moisture farmer, which is kind of a cool concept, gathering water, right? But so I thought that was really interesting. When I was a kid, I always picked that up, and I was like, "Oh, he was going to join the Empire." Yeah, and then so you also meet cool characters like, so you meet Obi-Wan, you see that lightsaber ignite, which is awesome, and they go to the cantina, and
The cantina.
Cantinas are big
Well,
in like Star Wars, right?
Well, before the cantina, you also saw, I forgot, your aunt and uncle like burned, and you're like, "Oh, that's cool."
It
And then
was
you walk away.
real graphic.
Super graphic,
Their
right?
skeletons are just like that, and then you
there's just
have like,
flesh
and then
falling
you
off,
have like
pretty much.
3PO just like dumping them like
fire.
in fire,
Well,
like nonchalantly.
Well, that was the Jawas.
Oh, is that what he threw?
Yeah, he was throwing.
Oh,
like, a
okay.
pile of
I
Jawas.
always thought it was like Uncle. I'm like, okay, C-3PO just like tossing them in the fire.
And so there's no police, I guess, because you can't call anybody. I mean, who are you going to call? The
Pick up
stormtrooper?
dead bodies.
Exactly. Yeah. So you just burn them. I guess that was nice. But yeah, so they go to the cantina. You were saying they're huge, or what?
Well, yeah, because if you look at the latest one, The Force Awakens, there's also like that cantina scene, and they're all partying,
Yeah.
and chilling.
It's a bar.
It's a bar, yeah.
Pretty much a bar. Kind of like our bars. You go to Buffalo's, or it's kind of a bar, right? So yeah, that's the kind of bar.
man,
That's
I
what
love
you.
it.
I bet that's what you imagine bars to be like.
I wish that I would go to bars if they were like that in real
They're
life.
dangerous. What is it? The scum and villainy, whatever in the universe, something. or
He doesn't
another?
like you. I don't like you either.
and he's like, "Well, I'll be careful." What did he say? "I'll be careful
He's
then."
like, yeah, he's
You'll
like-
be dead.
Yeah.
Or something. I love it. And so Obi-Wan pops out the lightsaber, cuts a dude's arm off, and
Blood squirts out.
which is like one thing. It's like, hey, well, at the time, wouldn't it be so hot that
That
it cauterized,
yeah.
the flesh, and there'd be no blood? And I think that was just like
A continuity.
continuity error. Later on, when Luke gets his hand cut off, spoilers, there's no blood,
Yeah.
So it was just kind of cool to see, though. Like that thing just
It
sliced
happened.
right
It
through.
also happened with the Wampa. He
Oh yeah, slice it.
well,
he
and
cuts
also the
Wampa.
arm and the blood.
There's blood
also
squirting out?
Yeah, it also
Mm.
squirts out.
Yep, continuity.
A Wampa.
Way to go, George
Wampa.
Lucas. Yeah, so there was some dumb stuff in there too. So you mean Han, right, with Greedo, and
Who shot first?
so I saw Han shoot first in my thing. Do you know this thing?
Mm-mm.
You know about this? Okay, so there's this whole thing. Special edition came out. Do you remember they made a lot of changes to it? George Lucas felt that because in the original Han shot first, So under the table, Han unholstered his blaster and he had it like right under the table because Greedo had his blaster up like on the table, pretty much going to shoot Han. So Han just preemptively shoots Greedo, blows up his face, and then walks away. George Lucas felt that it made him look like a villain, too villainous, that it was too mean. So he, in the special edition, he made Greedo shoot, and Han's like neck went like unnaturally, like he like it was kind of dumb, right?
It's real dumb, yeah.
And they've tried to fix it like 2 or 3 times, like.
But everybody's
it
like
moves a little bit.
Everyone's still like that's their thing is Han shot first.
Yeah.
I have a shirt that says Han. Yeah.
So if you see that, that's where it's from. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that reference there. But yeah, he moves his like neck like weird, awkwardly, because I mean it wasn't meant to be like that.
Yeah.
They just digitally moved it. And made like Greedo shoot. He dodges it and then immediately shoots right after. Anyway, other dumb special edition stuff is when he meets Jabba the Hutt, which wasn't in the original trilogy. The Frogman. Which was really awkward because like you had like, but then you saw Boba Fett early on. It was all stuff that was added. Not really important, but
I thought it was weird. Well, that Han Solo was such a conniving like seller because didn't he owe money to everyone?
He owed money to Jabba
the Hutt.
Yeah, because he was holding some. He had cargo that he dropped at the first sight of an Imperial ship, you know, so like he didn't want to be caught. He's probably he's a smuggler. I mean, think about it. He was smuggling probably drugs, spice as they call it in the Star Wars universe. So drugs, yeah. But it's cool. And then you see the Millennium Falcon, which is so awesome. That ship looks so great.
That ship looks like it wouldn't fly if it was in real life.
Okay, you're a character from Star Wars.
Nice.
Because that's what everybody says.
What a piece of junk!
What a hunk of junk?
With his poncho.
Yeah.
What a hunk of junk!
Because it's so
Calm down,
flat
Luke
and
Skywalker.
like not even like aerodynamic. Like I don't know.
I thought that ship design is so cool. I have it right there. I love the Millennium Falcon.
Is it hunk or piece? What a
don't know.
piece of junk! I feel like it's piece.
I think you're right.
You do that, Jim. He makes me second guess myself.
No, I don't know. I'm not.
And that is why you fail.
Yeah, so he says something along those lines.
You say Millennium Falcon?
Millennium Falcon. What do you say?
Me too.
Why? What's the proper
Everyone
way?
in the film says Falcon.
Falcon? Millennium
Like a shortcut.
Everybody says that. Han says that. Darth Vader says that. Obi-Wan. Everyone says it.
Falcon. I wonder if it's just because, well, a lot of the
Their
cast,
accents.
their accents are British.
Well,
I guess, except for Han,
Harrison Ford is not.
Luke,
Yeah, none of them are.
Leia. Yeah, but all the bad guys are. So they escape and they do some stuff, and you see the Death Star, which is really cool. Like that's no moon. I don't know. I loved it.
What?
That's
what? No, I'm quoting the wrong scene. Never mind.
Okay. Well, I mean, then they're there, and Luke's practicing his lightsaber with the little baby toy that all the kids from the prequels now use to train. But whatever, it's cool.
Yeah.
So he's practicing, which was cool. You saw that, like, use the Force, and you get the first thing of. Well, before that, you saw Obi-Wan kind of, use the Force on the Stormtroopers, where it's like these aren't the droids you're looking for. And then move along. I use move along every day, pretty much. I tell my kids that, like, move along. So I love that. But yeah, Death Star, bunch of cool stuff. What else did you like about the movie?
I thought Chewbacca was hilarious.
Luke. Chewbacca had like 2 lines in A New Hope.
That's one of them. What's the next one?
Got it.
Perfect. Done. No, so I really liked. I mean, it was cool seeing like when they blew up Alderaan, which was Leia's home planet. So like, imagine a planet full of people just dying, which is pretty intense.
And Obi-Wan.
I know he like kind of had a mini stroke.
The way that Yoda felt in episode 3
when Order 66 happened. So that was cool to see. They felt, yep. And so it was cool. A lot of stuff happened on the Death Star. They meet Princess Leia and they escape. Vader fights Obi-Wan. They have a cool slow battle scene in slow motion.
Real slow.
I'm gonna disappear.
Disappears.
Yeah. So that was cool too.
If you knock me down? What? If you something me down, I'll come back.
Strike me down.
If you strike me down.
If you strike me down, I'll be
return
more
more powerful than ever. Return.
Something
I'll
like
be back. I'll come back.
No,
more
that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll come back.
I'll be.
Stop.
I'll return.
Please. I have the quote, but you're like juggling it. If you strike me down,
I'll return more powerful than ever.
I don't think it's return. I'll
be back.
I'll be back. Sure, okay. I'll be back. And then he like
I'll come back.
no.
I'll
strike
be
me
more
down-
powerful than ever.
No.
What is it?
Yeah, something along those lines. If you strike me down.
Oh man, I feel like a horrible Star Wars
It's
fan.
okay. You know, those things happen. Aneurysms. So
Aneurysms. That's what that is. It's exactly what that is.
but anyway, so he disappears into Force Ghost, and you see the first, like even Vader didn't know. He's like, oh, he's stepping on the robe. He's like, what the hell happened here? Because he hadn't seen that, I guess. But yeah, so they all escape. You get to meet the rebellion and the whole planning of the Death Star. I loved that whole shot where the X-Wings were flying right in front of that red planet. And the lock S foils in attack position thing, and they all go and do the trench run. Oh, I love that so much.
Trivia.
Yes.
What is Luke's code name?
Red leader standing. Red 5. Yeah, Red 5.
Yeah, and then in Empire he's Red Leader.
Red leader. He becomes red
Rogue
leader.
Leader. Red Leader.
It's
Rogue
red.
Leader.
Rogue leader.
He's Rogue Leader because there's Rogue 2, Rogue Leader, and then Rogue Team. Yeah, so he's Rogue Leader.
On Hoth?
In Empire.
When he's leaving
When they're
planet?
the Battle of Hoth. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
he's Rogue Leader.
Yeah, he's Red 5 here.
And he's Red 5.
Yeah, and then you have cool guys like Porkins. It's hilarious because Wedge Antilles, which is cool, which
Who
you didn't
is
see
the
in Force.
uncle? The actor is a Theo of
Oh, in real life.
Ewan McGregor, who was Obi-Wan.
Oh, really? I never knew that.
Oh, that's cute.
And so when he auditioned, the guy who plays Wedge Antilles, he's like, "Don't do it. It's super annoying." Blah blah blah. But he loved Star Wars, and everyone knows now that he is like a huge fan. And they were doing all like the fight scenes, you know, like he would make the sounds, and they had to like edit all
Really?
the sounds. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, every time that they did them,
Could make like a
George Lucas said that they had to edit all of his sound
Oh
out
my
because he would be
gosh.
like, vroom, vroom, like
Oh
he'd make
my
the
gosh.
actual
He's like,
sound.
we'll add that
Sounds
later.
like He would be your husband.
I wish. Anyway, so yeah.
So do you think they're gonna like they'd bring him as an Obi-Wan movie? Like maybe some stuff, like bring him back. It'd be cool to see him again. Ewan McGregor.
I'd hope.
Like some Tatooine, some secret mission in Uncharted space.
Just anything. I would
Did
love
you catch that?
I'd
Did you
hope
catch that?
The what? Uncharted?
A secret mission in Uncharted space? Yes. Hopefully that'd be cool to see.
That would be
To see Obi-Wan.
just a standalone Obi-Wan.
Yeah, like
I'd love that.
stuff
Yeah,
on
because
Tatooine.
there's not much on him, right?
He stayed on the planet pretty much, watching over Luke. That's his story. That's how you should see him.
He
He's
had
like,
a Sancha,
read the
and
paper.
that's where the Force Awakens.
Oh, that's your
comes
theory,
from.
right? That Rey is Obi-Wan's. A lot of people have said that.
That's my theory.
You're sticking to it. Yeah. So I don't know. But
Would it be a Sancha though?
Yeah. Why would it
But-
be? Such
He's
a
not allowed to marry or have like
The Jedi Order is
fornication
destroyed.
or
He
anything.
was in love. They discussed that in Clone
No.
Wars.
Maybe this is
A
book.
Spring.
Where did they talk about it? The
Probably
book, the Obi-Wan
yeah.
book.
I never read the prequel books.
Okay, back to
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, so you have Porkins. Important guy. So this guy Porkins is funny because he's a big guy. His name's Porkins.
That's why.
And then, like-
chicharrones? What are those called?
Pork rinds. So anyway, so you have the X-Wing. There's a Family Guy does a thing where they're like Porkins and like he's like super fat on top of the X-Wing. And it just crashes into
That's mean.
It's hilarious. I could say that because, I was Porkins. Anyway, so
What?
so Vader has a cool TIE fighter, which is cool.
What I love is that you see like the Anakin that you saw in episode like 3, you know, the
Pilot?
the pilot,
Yeah.
the fighter, like he's freaking Darth Vader and
Yeah.
he's like, I got this, like I'm
Yeah.
gonna go and fight with them.
Yeah.
And they just went out and he's supposed to, he's freaking Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I love that he went and fought.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they ask, like why was he answering to like what's his name, Grand Moff Tarkin,
Yeah.
and like where he was almost like
I put release him at once, as you wish.
Yeah.
What? You're Darth Vader.
What is it? Your ancient religion, whatever, like super disrespecting him until then he starts choking him, that kind of thing, like super disrespect and that stuff. But like, I thought he was this badass, but why? Sorry, Melinda's mom. But there was bleep. Yes. So, but then they were totally disrespecting him, but it's okay. They didn't know it was like almost like a standalone movie, really, when you think about it. And that's the thing. Did he have a plan? Lucas, did he have this plan of like, there's multiple movies when he made the fourth one? He says he did. I don't think he did.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, he's
at all.
Yeah.
If he had, he wouldn't have had like Luke and Leia kiss.
Make out.
Because that was such an uncomfortable scene.
Maybe that's Rey. That's where Rey came from. Strong in the Force. Very strong in the Force.
Let's not with that.
All right.
Incest.
Hey, you know what? In that universe, whatever. They have their own rules.
True.
So, and it's fiction. So
that would be so crazy.
That's true. It's history. So I loved it. Blew up. Luke turns off targeting computer. Boom. Shoots a thing. Makes it slam dunk. No, that's not a slam dunk. That's a 3-pointer swish into the hole. Uses the Force.
Basketball.
And also Chewie didn't get a medal. What do you think about that? Discrimination?
That's rude. Yeah.
It's very rude. Chewie didn't get a medal. Imagine like, let's hear we destroy the Star. Claudia doesn't get a medal.
Thanks, guys.
We're like, oh, great job, Elena.
Yeah, Chewbacca in this series. That's what you're saying. I'm freaking Chewbacca.
He's vital.
You did make the sounds.
Thanks, Jim. I'm Chewbacca.
So we got the medal, and Claudia didn't get one, but we'll share it. We'll share it. So Chewie didn't get it. That's kind of sad. Poor dude. He even like cries at the end. It's like the last sound you hear. He's like, everybody thinks he's happy, but he's not. He's just crying. Poor dude. He's like, what the hell, dude? I think Family Guy mentions that too. They're like, what the hell? Like Chewbacca just is like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's me.
Screwed up. Yeah. So I liked it overall.
Just because he's tall and hairy.
Hairy. He's just a hairy dude.
Wait, is it a girl or a boy?
Hashtag bear.
He's a boy.
What?
Did you ever watch a Star Wars Christmas special?
No.
He has a family, a wife and some.
Not canon.
So then the girl from
He has some wife and some kids.
In The Force Awakens, that viejita that looks like a little.
Oh, you must be very brave. You sound very brave, Roette. You must be very brave.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. That was hilarious. Force Awakens.
That's Sancha.
Maybe his family died. I don't know. Kashyyyk. Order 66. They all became slaves after that. It's true. That's what happened.
That's how, yeah.
Han.
That's how
So
Han
he owes. Chewie is like friends with Han because he owes him a life debt.
Mm-hmm.
So like for life that Han lives, Chewie will be with him because they live longer than humans do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they're. I mean, that's.
But they're also BFFs. Hashtag BFFs forever.
Yeah. So like Han's like, yeah, get away. I don't like you anymore. But he's still like a dog. What you do with a dog? Stray dogs.
That's rude.
I do that to my animals. Get away.
I know, you jerk.
But I do like them. But anyway, they're
I know, like at the end of this one when they're all thanking each other, whatever, and then Luke's like, "Oh, we did it, Chewbacca," and he like scratches the back of his ear. I'm like, he's a Wookiee, not like a dog. He's not an Ewok. What are you doing?
Chewie didn't complain though.
He's like kicking his leg.
At least like a dog.
No,
he's a Wookiee. Like
just his language is through growls, and Han can understand them. They talk back and forth. They're BFFs, best
just
friends.
like C-3PO and R2-D2. We don't understand them, but they understand each other
And
because they're
so,
BFFs.
what do you think? Does Luke understand them? Because I mean, at one point, Luke is reading.
I don't understand you, but you understand each other.
Yeah.
No, you just understanding like the tones and like because I do that with my cats. I don't know what they're saying, but I'm like, I know. If they say something, I'm like, I agree.
That's very strange.
I hear that.
Yeah, it's weird. Let's end this. So thanks for joining us, everyone. No, Melinda needs help. So,
I don't.
Seriously.
Oh, it's okay when Han does it, but when I do it, it's weird.
The fictional character.
Phony Star Wars fan.
Oh, I'm sorry. So anyway, okay. So that was episode 4. Chewie didn't get a medal. We're all very upset. We would be upset if you didn't get one. So
Of course, I'd be mad.
Yep. I'd be pissed off.
I'd like steal your medal.
Dark side. Dark side.
I would deserve it.
So then we have episode 5. Ghosts. episode Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back.
Best movie ever.
That's one of my favorite, I think. Empire is my favorite. Hello.
Mande. ¿Va a limpiar?
Sí.
Sí.
Pásale,
No,
pásale.
sí.
Okay, so
Pásale.
No, sí, está bien.
so then you have
Bye.
Hoth.
Coreana. Bye.
So you have Hoth, cool planet. You see this new planet. You see Tauntauns. You see all this cool stuff. And
Tauntauns.
I know they make a cool little noise. Do you remember them?
And I
The
thought
little
they.
creatures in the sand.
This is on an
We're
ice
in
planet.
an ice planet now.
We forgot about Jawas. Jawas right there. Yeah, Tauntauns, the ones that they ride that Luke is
real
riding
fake.
on.
Oh, okay, yeah, in the snow.
It's like
Yes.
stop motion, and then so it's really cool.
And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Yeah, the cool. so then, yeah, you have Tauntauns and you have all that stuff. I thought they smelled bad on the outside. It said back. My autocorrect. Yeah, and then seeing Luke use the Force, close his eyes when the
I
the
know.
Wampa
As I
grabs
was
him.
watching it last night, and I know how it is. I've seen it 100 times,
he
and I
gonna
still,
escape?
I'm like, come on, Luke, you can do
You
it.
can do it. Yeah,
They're
she needs
such
help.
fans.
Yeah. So then she's like, he's grabbing, he
And it-
stretches out.
It wiggles. It's like this.
Truth
do
time.
it.
Truth time.
Oh, no.
How many times have you tried to use the Force? To,
Oh, all the time.
like
All the time.
trying
I
to move
stare
that
at
time.
stuff and I just hope that it wiggles. Nothing ever
I
happens.
do that with a remote. I'm like, I don't want to get up, even though it's like right there.
Oh, okay. Now I'm just practicing my Force. I did that a lot. So he pulls it, grabs it, chops the Wampa's hand
No,
off.
first his legs.
Yeah, he releases
then the
himself, falls down, and you see all that cool stuff. And then he walks out, and he's like, "Oh, it's super cold." And then he like falls down, and then Han goes after him. And
Well,
he's-
you see Obi-Wan's Force Ghost.
yeah, you see the Force Ghost. He tricks him. No, he doesn't trick him. He tells him go to Dagobah,
Dagobah, find Yoda.
find Yoda to train him. And so then Han goes worried about him, goes out there. You see Han use. It's cool to see Han Solo
Use the
freaking
lightsaber.
open up the tauntaun and
to keep Luke warm.
for the night, and he puts him in there, which is cool. I thought that was awesome. Then you have the Battle of Hoth, which is really cool. You see the AT-ATs for the first time.
The AT-ATs for the first time.
I think you mean AT-ATs.
Nope, I'm
AT&Ts?
talking about the
AT&Ts,
AT-ATs.
AT&Ts for the first time.
Not sponsored.
Sponsored by AT&T. So yeah, you see AT-ATs or
AT-ATs. They're
AT-ATs.
Two capital letters.
Yes,
AT-ATs.
AT-ATs. And then you have ATSTs, which are cool. Those little chicken walker
Yeah.
thingies, which are pretty cool. Cool stuff. You see, you know what I'm
You
talking
see
about?
the iconic like when they and then like and release. It's released.
You know what you reminded me of? You're doing C-3PO explaining the story.
I love 3PO.
Yeah.
I wrote it down here. I put 3PO is hilarious. I'd totally say everything he did if I were him. Like, I love 3PO. I know a lot of people don't like him.
Here,
I
shut her
do.
down.
I know. Take it back or
he's
shut him
cool. I
down.
just never understood his purpose in the
Who?
movie. I know
3PO?
he was like a butler. Like,
He's
No.
a protocol droid. He's pretty much your the
Your
one who your help,
Yeah.
the one who does your translating, so that kind of thing.
He knows more than 6
Over.
minutes.
Did he say over?
You
and
said it
over?
so many times. I was gonna Snapchat you last
Maybe
night.
AP style wasn't invented then. It probably wasn't.
that would be Melinda. Fact this, fact that.
Yeah,
I'm
she'd be protocol
C-3PO. That's you,
Aw.
Melinda. You're C-3PO. I'm Chewbacca, so you better be C-3PO.
So who's
If
Jim?
Mr. Jim's gonna be Anakin Skywalker or Luke.
No, he would be like Darth Sidious, like puppet. Like we're the
Yeah.
puppets.
Really?
He's puppeteering us.
He's not dark side.
No, I think you'd be like, I don't know. I'm not gonna
Say it. Just say it.
No,
Just say it.
no, Luke.
Luke, whiny.
Because we'd be your buddies everywhere. You know, like, you better take us with you.
Okay. Who's everybody else? Who's R2D2?
I don't know who R2D2 would be.
Who's Mark? Mark is who?
Marcus Han Solo.
Han
Marcus Han
Solo.
Solo.
Marcus Han Solo,
Grumpy
hands down.
And, like, he has opinionated. Love you, Mark. Like, you know, he has his.
See, he has his. See, pues.
Yeah.
He has.
No, está bien, está bien.
We all travel in his truck.
We all
Which is
travel the Millennium Falcon, yeah.
we all
Mark's
travel in
truck.
there.
Yeah. He's the cool one of all of us. The scoundrel. Just like the peasants inside.
Yep. Yeah. Mark's Han.
Who's Donnie?
Who's Donnie? I don't know who Donnie is, but Danny.
Danny. Shout out to Mark and Danny.
Danny would be.
I don't know. But I don't think we should. Okay, people don't know
Princess
who they
Leia.
are. Princess Leia. No.
Yeah. Okay. So
Danny's Princess Leia.
No, he wouldn't.
Nah, he wouldn't.
He'd be like Tarkin or something.
He's the garbage bus.
Yoda.
Oh, something touched my leg.
Yeah, that's Daddy. Poor Daddy.
Obi-Wan
Anyway,
Kenobi.
sure. No.
Are you talking about old Ben?
Yeah, old Ben Kenobi.
Danny.
Yeah, so we have that. Anyway, nobody knows who those people are. We
Yeah,
do,
that's
so
fine.
that's funny to us.
Okay.
Yeah, so you
Where
do
are
other
we?
stuff. I don't know.
Hoth?
They do a bunch of stuff.
Oh, we're talking about Hoth.
Yeah,
And
what's your-
and the fall of the AT-ATs.
Yeah, where they wrap around with the
ATTs are those robots with like the long
ATTs.
legs.
TNTs. What'd you say?
I was like trying to figure out who they were, but they're those big,
The-
ugly machines that
Why
are
are they
super
ugly? They're pretty
slow.
cool.
They're
Yeah,
just
they're slow.
like
They're walking
robots.
tanks. They're walking tanks.
Yeah.
Really slow.
All my family
walking
calls
tank.
my poor cat an AT-AT because
Really?
he walks like in slow motion, like
Oh.
a robot. They call him AT-AT all the time.
Yeah,
Shout
and
out family, you're all evil.
There you go. So they wrap up the AT-ATs and then they fall down and they shoot them. They find out how
I
to
know.
destroy them. So it's cool. We're excited because you're seeing them again in
Rogue One.
Rogue One, which is so cool, and on different landscapes, on
beach?
or yeah,
It's like an island or something.
it's pretty cool. So we're excited about that. But you see a lot of cool stuff. They escape. Luke does some cool stuff. They escape Hoth. They have to leave it. And Han, Leia, and the droids and Chewie take off and go to an asteroid belt. They're trying to lose the Empire in there. You see some cool stuff in there. One of my favorite set pieces of the movie, which is cool. And then Luke goes to Dagobah and meets Yoda. And
You want to go back? No, I'm rerouting us. No, R2. What does he say? I'm taking us somewhere
R2 doesn't say anything.
else. Yes,
Oh, yeah, he
uh-huh.
does. Oh, the computer
Yes, he
panel,
said
because he can read him.
Mhm.
Hey, did you know they changed all that language? Like originally it was all
It was
English.
letters. It was what?
It was like English, and then they changed it to
To, like,
the
the
Star Wars.
symbols.
I can't remember the language, what they call it. But that's a good one. Yeah, originally it had English letters,
Mm-hmm.
and then they changed it to have like nonsensical
Yeah.
Star Wars
Mm.
language on all those control panels and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool trivia.
Factoid.
Fact this.
Back this, yeah. So then they go to the planet.
Yep.
Real girl's planet.
Yeah.
And you see Yoda,
Why are there real snakes in there?
who's super annoying.
Yeah, Yoda's very
Yoda
annoying.
is so annoying in
He's
episode
ugly
5.
in that
He's not
episode.
ugly. He's a puppet.
He's like,
How does he
He's-
do it? How does he talk? He doesn't cry.
but opposite.
No, he's annoying and eating Luke's food, but also that scene always makes me laugh because Luke's like, "Get away from that! That's my dinner!"
Yeah.
And then Luke gets it, and he bites it, and he
I
throws
know.
it. Like,
He
give
smells it too, and then
He's
he
like,
throws
give it to
it.
Yoda.
Because Yoda's like
I
a
know,
Muppet
poor
eating it.
Yoda.
But he's like testing him. Yoda's just messing around. And yeah, Luke, it's hilarious. And it's funny. That's funny. Every time he takes a bite of it, Luke gets it, smells it, and then throws it away. He's a
Freaking
jerk.
Luke. He's a jerk. Poor Yoda.
Yeah.
But he was annoying.
Yeah, he was pretty annoying. And then like
that foggy island, the swamp.
yeah, the swamp. You remember that?
Dagobah.
Dagobah, which is cool. So the X-wing is in the. It's actually from that scene right here. I got Yoda right there, and in his little hut. And so Luke goes in there, and he finds out that he's Master Yoda. He's even wearing the Jedi
He was-
robes, all tattered and stuff. So like, he didn't have clothes. Yoda's been there since episode 3.
I don't. Why?
He's just been living there.
I know, but like, why did he go to that planet?
It's like force sensitive. I mean, I know like that dark force cave.
Where he sees
dark
the
side.
where he
Yeah, what's up? You know, I was confused about that when I was a kid, and even now, it's like, why was there like, was that a physical Vader in there? Like at that point, it wasn't a physical Vader. It was like more of an internal
The
battle. I think.
vision-
There
yeah,
was a
the vision.
where he like pulled out the lightsaber after he trained for a while. He trained with. He became a Jedi in like a day
A
and a
day.
half.
I know.
Well,
Freaking Yoda. They were all crying because of Anakin, and then Yoda. He's like, no, he's too young.
Yeah.
Or he's too old.
Too old.
He's
too old for training.
Yeah. Like the next scene, he's like, okay, we'll do it.
All right, we're good. All right, you're a Jedi.
And he was like
And,
30 years old.
Yeah, and he was.
Really? He was that old?
No,
he was supposed to
no,
be
he was
like in his 20s.
20s,
20,
yeah,
probably
early-
21.
Early 20s.
Because I think he was supposed to be 18 in
A New Hope.
A New Hope, yeah. Something like that, 16 through 18, whatever it was. They don't establish it really, but that's what they were. And yeah, so he trained and he learned how to
Backpack Yoda.
backpack Yoda and lifted some
Upside
rocks
down.
upside down. That's how you become a Jedi, I guess. You stand on your
you're up,
head.
you stand, yeah.
There's that song I sent you, Weird Al one, the Yoda song that you never listened to.
Nope.
It's funny because he says, I lifted some rocks and I stood on my head. And I'll never forget what Yoda said. And he says, Luke, stay away from the darker side. Because if you
Sing it, Jim.
I am.
I know.
Say it louder.
If you Luke, stay away from the darker side. If you get astray, let the force be your guide. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Someone listened to that song pretty
Yeah,
much.
heck yeah. Any Star Wars, remember, there was no prequels, there's nothing else.
Uh-huh.
It was just Star Wars and that's it. So you got it wherever you could, Yeah.
Little nerdy Jim.
Nerdy Jim. No, I mean it was all right. I think everybody likes Star Wars, I think. Who doesn't like Star Wars? Cholas and
Like
Thanks, Jim.
gang members.
Hitler probably.
No.
No, from the grave he watched it.
Mm.
Right.
Oh, I always thought, speaking of that, like I was like, please don't die before the prequels come out. Because like once they were announced, I was like, please don't die before episode 2 comes out. And then I saw episode 2. I was like, please don't die before episode 3 comes out. So like my personal goal was not to die before the new Star Wars movies.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, please don't die before episode 7 comes out. And now it's like, okay, I need to watch Rogue One and keep on going.
That's
forever.
your goal.
That's me with John Williams.
What? What about him?
I want him to live forever so he can keep composing the
music.
music.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
So back
Okay.
to Dagobah.
Yeah, so they go
John
to
Williams is the producer of the music, in case you don't know,
of what?
of Star Wars.
The composer.
Composer?
The composer, yeah. The producer.
So they're all there in the asteroid belt. It's back to Han and them, and then you see Boba. You see that cool lineup of bounty hunters, which is awesome because they can't find the Millennium Falcon. It's hiding on the Star Destroyer, and apparently he got all these bounty hunters. And from there, I remember reading a book like Tales from Jabba's Palace, which is the bounty hunters one. And did you ever read that one?
Mm-mm.
It was cool because you had IG-88. They all had backstories. So like how they met there, like how they got there pretty much, which is a robot. You had Boba Fett, which disintegrations, which is cool. So they had some history.
Do you remember him from our last podcast? Boba Fett, who he was?
Yeah, that one over there.
Yeah, that one.
That's
The child
Fett.
that dude that gets killed in that war scene with Frederick Douglass.
Yes, Jango Fett. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yeah. And hey, do you think Boba is going to be in any of these in Rogue One? Would that be cool?
I'd like to see that.
Man, if you had Boba Fett, like Vader actually sending him out and you see Boba disintegrating somebody, and then
I'd love to see Boba Fett in anything.
I think hopefully they'll do it. Or like the Boba Fett movie, are they ever going to do that?
I don't know.
It could. There's a lot of cool stories
First
you
of
can
all,
Why
tell.
is Boba Fett so important in this story?
He is just a cool character that everybody like hung on from that scene in Empire. It's like, ooh, that dude's so cool. And like, there's a whole thing, no disintegrations. That left your mind open to like, what did this guy do? They have history just from one line. He didn't say anything else.
Yeah, he had
Like maybe later, like he had another line later.
But it was just like his presence and how he was always with Darth Vader, just like cool bounty hunter,
Yeah.
like just in the shadow. Oh man,
And then asking, what's a bounty hunter? Like, I wanted to know what a bounty hunter was. I wanted to be a bounty hunter because of Boba Fett. But yeah, that was a cool scene. And then you get out and like they float away. The Millennium Falcon floats away, disengages from the Star Destroyer. And then Boba Fett's smart. That's where he kind of gets that street cred. And he knows that they're doing that. He thought like Han Solo did. And he went out with the trash pretty much and then followed them to where they're going. To Cloud City, to Bespin. Which is cool. And then you meet a cool character.
Lando!
Lando. Yeah, Lando Calrissian. And he's like, hello. Like, I don't know what he says. What do we have here? Lando's cool. He wears a cape, pulls it off.
I freaking love Lando. I think he's so cool.
Yeah, Lando's pretty cool. Remember Lando? Mm-mm. He's the only black guy in the galaxy. One of the only black guys in the galaxy.
Okay.
Right?
There was...
You have Mace Windu and Lando.
No.
No, you have some other... You
What's
have some
his face
Jedis.
from episode 1?
Mace Windu? Frederick
No.
Douglass?
No. Oh man, I forgot. There's someone else. Oh man! Oh my god! I
From
forgot his
episode
name.
1?
Yes,
Does he have like an afro and a mustache?
that's.
He doesn't have an afro.
Like
Maybe
poofy
mini.
hair?
He
Are you
has
talking
hair.
about Lando?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lando has a mustache and wears a cape, and he's very suave. He's like Han Solo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's Han. And so the thing.
Oh,
with,
he's the one that hits on Leia.
Yeah.
Okay, then I know.
Yeah.
So he's like
He
grabs her
kisses his hand.
and
Yeah.
then so Lando and Han, you know, they have a lot of the Lando
History.
system. You know, he's like whatever. Yeah, they have a lot of history. The whole thing with that is, and they even mention it in the movie. That's where it started. This whole thing where Han won the Millennium Falcon from Lando, like from gambling.
So how are you treating my?
Yeah, my ship. He's like your ship, kind of or whatever. It's this whole history that they have, which is really cool. I love that. I mean, just in a couple lines, you know, oh wow, they have this relationship. And that's why it was kind of sad when Lando turned on them, and he says like he didn't have a choice. They got here first, yeah. And you see that cool scene where you've seen it now with what?
Oh, I'm talking about a different scene.
What scene?
When they find Darth Vader and he takes off.
That's what I'm saying. When you see now, you've seen it where you have President Trump and Mitt Romney in there with the whole long table, which is really hilarious.
Yeah.
It's super appropriate. But yeah, you have Vader at the end, and just like he's gonna eat, I guess. What does he open? His food. He just puts it in, chops it up, and then drinks it, I guess. But they're all sitting at a table about to have dinner, and like Han does a cool thing where he just pulls out the gun and shoots Vader right away. And Vader like blocks some blaster shots and takes the gun away. Like super awesome. I mean, that's so cool. Yeah, and then Lando turns him in because that he had to. Like he didn't have a choice, like he says. And they do all this stuff. Pretty much they get to the point where they're gonna freeze Han to test it on Luke.
Mm-hmm.
They were gonna freeze Luke to transport him
On carbonite.
in carbonite. Very good.
I know.
So I thought carbonite was a real thing growing up, like because I heard it in a movie. So I was like, it is. It's like close enough. Carbon, you know.
Kryptonite.
No.
That's a different.
I knew that
But
was
it
real.
sounds the same.
I thought adamantium was real. I thought carbonite was real. Yeah. So carbonite sounds real, you know. So they were going to test it on Luke. I mean, they were going to test it on Han to transport Luke.
Mm-hmm.
So they did the whole iconic scene between
Luke and Leia. And I'm Luke and Leia. Han and Leia.
between Han and Leia, where she's like, "I love you," and then he says, "I know."
Isn't
It's
it
super
backwards?
awesome.
No, that's episode 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
episode 5 first.
Leia. What?
I know, I'm pointing at you.
I'm Leia. Leia says, "I love you," and then he's all.
He
cool
looks
with his
dramatic.
handcuffs.
He's like, "I know."
and he's like tippy toeing. He's doing this thing where he's just like tippy toeing,
It's so good. It's
and then they just lower him in, and I love that. And then he's frozen, and then Chewbacca lets out this cry.
Chewbacca. That just breaks your
No,
heart.
it's a cry. It's like it's a cry. Yeah, sure. Let it be that one. So, yeah, he lets that out, and then 3PO's on Chewbacca's back and all this stuff. And then Luke arrives there because he leaves Dagobah. Yoda tells him not to leave. Obi-Wan tells him not to leave. You got to train.
And
But
Luke's like, "Peace out, losers. I need
he's
to
like,
go with
gotta
my
save
friends."
Like, what the hell? That's screwed up, right? They're
Yeah.
like jerks, man. Freaking Jedis are jerks. So he went and saved, and he confronts Vader, but they're like, you confront Vader, you're going to lose. Like, pretty much is what they told him. And he did, and he had that awesome fight. It's still a great
It
fight.
was a really good. For him to have just learning how to fight like
in a
2
day
days
and a
ago,
half.
it was for him to fight against Darth Vader. I mean,
and survive, But,
with yeah.
and like that, that's really, there's a cool part where Vader's just throwing stuff at him. And it looks like he's like trying to hit it, like a box, an empty box is hurting him. And some other stuff. And he gets overwhelmed. And then he fights Vader on that thing. He actually, I think he hits Vader on the side. Yeah, he hits Vader on the side.
He's like, oh.
He does this thing. And then Vader swings and cuts this cool metal piece in it, which is awesome effects. I love that. And then they fight on that catwalk, and then Luke, and then he gets his hand chopped off, and the saber flies out. And then he's holding on. You get that iconic line. What is the line? Can you deliver it?
No.
He's you're like, no.
No.
So I'm like, so close. You're almost there.
Yeah, you're almost there. Where he says Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He's like, he told me enough. He told me enough. And then he's like, he told me you killed him. And then he goes,
I am
He says,
your
no.
No.
He says, no, I am your father. There's a quote. So when people say,
They misquoted.
Luke, I am your father, say
Wrong.
false.
No.
Or say wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah. Say that.
Saying, no,
I am your
my
father.
father.
Yeah.
And then he's like, that's not true. That's impossible.
And then he lets out the most annoying cry in the
When he's
history
falling?
of cries.
Do it.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. No.
There. He's like, no, it can't be.
Yeah.
He looks so gross. Yeah, poor Luke. That wasn't a good scene or a good shot of him.
Yeah, so it was very emotional. He just found out his dad is Darth Vader, the man. Like he hates him, and he thought his dad was this war hero, which he was, right? And then like stupid Obi-Wan lied to him, and he even has that like, well, Ben, why'd you lie to me kind of thing moment. Well, he falls, special edition. What do you remember? He falls.
Well, I was going to go back to like the fact that when they were having that conversation before that scene, that Darth Sidious was the one that said like, this is the spawn of Anakin Skywalker. And then Darth Vader's like, what? How is that possible? Like, what? Darth Sidious is the one that's like...
Well, so, and also...
Do you know what scene I'm talking about?
Yeah. So also where he's like, what is thy bidding, my master? And kneels down.
Yeah.
And you have the big hologram. When you first see the Emperor. So we only knew him as the Emperor, Palpatine. We never heard Darth Sidious in these movies. Like when you think, because that was invented for the prequels. But no, you didn't know much about him really. That's why like in the prequels,
Except
it was
his
really a
gross
story
face.
about him. Like it was him
Getting the power
to become the Emperor, which is cool about the prequels. And seeing it being done through politics, which was one thing you liked. What does that mean? Superman?
That was Jar Jar.
Jar Jar. Misa
propose.
propose. Yeah, so you saw that whole rise of him and how he got to be emperor. It's like, how does somebody get into that power? And even in the first one, I forgot to mention where Leia's
In
like,
episode 1 or episode 4?
in episode 4, where she says, oh, Vader, you're in so much trouble pretty much. The Senate is not gonna allow this, the Imperial Senate. And then right before
What diplomatic mission Alderaan?
yeah, I'm on a diplomatic mission. So they had the Senate. They still had the Senate, Imperial Senate. At that point, the Empire disbanded the Senate. So they were still like trying to keep order, and he was the Emperor. He still had his power. But he like totally, boom, I'm in charge. No Senate, no say. And that at that point when episode 4 happened. So anyway, so they fought. Luke falls. Do you remember the special edition or in any edition when Luke falls? They changed something. In the original, he just fell, and then he gets in like the little tube and the slide.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're falling in the special edition, when he's falling, they added a stupid scream.
Oh yeah! No.
Like it was so bad, and it's like, why would Luke scream if he chose to drop? You know, and then they took it out again. They actually took it out again.
Yeah.
If you watch any of the new ones, like it's gone. That they unfixed it. And so he fell in, and then like he uses the Force and calls Leia.
Lands on that weird hook thing.
Yeah, on that hook thing. Like he's like, oh, I guess I'm good. Sits up, and then, and then he falls down. It's like, it's super scary. And then he lands on the hook thing, and like he sees hand, I guess, fall or whatever. Something falls.
Like Force calls Leia.
Yeah, and that's interesting because the lightsaber fell as well. And then you see in Force Awakens, it's like, where'd you get that? You know, like how did they get the Luke's lightsaber? So, and then his hand's missing too. I mean, they could have cloned him also. But anyway, so yeah. So you had that happen. And then they pick him up. Han's frozen. Boba Fett took Han to take him to Jabba and for the bounty that was on him. And that was the end. I mean, it's super somber. He gets a new robot hand.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, there's a cool shot where they're just standing there and you see through the window and see the galaxy, and he's like, hey bud, hey friends, let's have a chance.
He's wearing like
Han's gone.
He's wearing his bata and it just like puts his
arm around Leia.
Weird.
But then Lando steals like Han's clothes and he's wearing like his like the button up and like the vest. It's like, dude, seriously? Like with Chewie's like, it's cool. But they were going to go rescue Han. And do you know how much time took place between episode 2 and, episode 5 and 6? It's a good like year or so, right? Like
you think? I don't know.
I think so. They took a while to locate because I read, it's not canon anymore, but I remember reading Shadows of the Empire. Have you ever read that one? dude, if you're a fan of like you love
That's
this
not
universe, it's not canon anymore. But I grew up with it, and there's a video game about it. Shadows of the Empire takes place between episode 5 and 6. And it's so great because there's this like Prince Zixor. I can't remember his name. I couldn't pronounce it. And he's like this green alien thing. And there's like admirals. It's super good. And it actually goes into where Luke builds his lightsaber, like his green lightsaber and stuff. It's so good. Like he goes to Obi-Wan's hut and finds the plans and like uses the Force to put the crystal and everything.
That's what I love about the
fiction.
animation, like, well, the series is that you see how their lightsabers are created. Like that's like a side that you don't see in
You've
the films.
never seen the films. Yeah, it adds to it. But yeah, check out Shadows of the Empire. Steve Perry, I don't remember his name, but it's super available. It's paperback. It's a good little book. I've read that like. I remember borrowing it from a friend, never returned it. I mean, it was like paperback, $6, $7. I couldn't afford freaking $7. I mean, that was expensive. But I read that book so many times. I loved it. And then they made a game out of it. It's so great. There's this character, whatever. Anyway,
okay, so great.
Fiction. It is because, like I said, there was nothing else. You had the novels, and that was in between 5. Like, what happened in between 5 and 6? And that told you what happened. Dash Rendar. That was the dude's name. I mean, so cheesy. Dash Rendar was like he's pretty much a Han Solo. He had a ship and all that. Whatever. Anyway. So to the end. Return of the Jedi.
Episode 6.
What's your favorite one?
What episode is my favorite
Which one? Yeah.
Okay. We haven't talked about 6 yet. She can't decide.
She can't decide. Okay, so then we have episode 6. So everybody's back on Tatooine. Time's passed. They have this plan to go rescue Han from Carbonite. So it's cool. Luke comes in all black, all awesome.
Oh my gosh.
The dark side.
Even now when I see him in his all black, he's like all cool and like nonchalant. I'm like, Luke.
There you go. But it was kind of scary because like he's using Force choke on everybody, killing the Gamorrean guards and stuff.
Powerful.
And like he
got
real
aside. Powerful. I love that.
So that's why I think
because the Force is in their family. It's strong in their family.
I think that's why it took like a year. He was harnessing. I mean, he was able to build a lightsaber. He was learning the Force. I think that did make sense. Like I like that in between. Like he was obviously learning the Force, where he called himself a Jedi, you know. And he goes in there. He didn't go back to Yoda, I guess, at that whole point. He was just on his own, probably looking for Han, doing some other stuff. But they locate Han at Jabba's palace, and they do this fun stuff. I don't know. He falls in a hole. He tries to make a deal.
These 2 droids, and
I've come to make a deal. Or whatever.
I've come to make a bargain.
A bargain or whatever. Yeah. So he tries to pull that whole thing. You learn that it only works on the weak-minded. Yeah. So like his stupid servant guy, where he keeps going back to him, and he's like, "Oh, Jabba just hits him." What's his name? Do you remember? How did you describe him?
Oh, the toad.
The toad.
The frog man.
What's his name though?
Jabba Baba.
What's his last name?
Jabba the Hutt.
There you go. Sure, Jabba the Hutt. Yeah. So you see cool stuff in there, stuff you've never seen. Oh, well, okay. Pop quiz. I told you I was going to quiz you. What's a little laughing monkey thingy? What's his name?
Hold on.
And did I forget right now too? No.
Quizzing you.
Do the laugh. Do the laugh.
No. What's his name?
Salacious Crumb. Yeah. I think
what is that face?
It's a little monkey thing where he's like, I can't do it. I don't want to do it because it's on video. Good, but it's a really no. I'll show you later. I'm not gonna do it. But anyway, my kids love it. Salacious Crumb. He's super funny. He's like this monkey lizard thing that just hangs over. Yeah, you'll see him all the time. But anyway, so they have this plan. Luke has this whole plan. What's his name? Jabba doesn't fall for it. He like traps Luke. He falls.
See that booger thing.
Well, I think before that, actually, so I'm confused. Leia comes in dressed as a bounty hunter, and she gets a thermal detonator. You see a cool new weapon. Yeah. So it's like this grenade. She has like this dead man switch. So which means if they kill her, it's gonna blow up. And she lets go of the trigger, it's gonna blow up immediately and kill everybody. So she played that whole thing, made a bargain. She gained the respect. He like nods. Boba Fett nods to her because they don't know it's that was a well played kind of thing. She goes and releases. Everybody falls asleep. She releases Han, and then she gets captured and becomes a slave dancer.
And they put her in that nasty outfit.
Is it nasty?
It was gross.
It's not. Why?
She was showing everything.
She didn't show anything except her skin
Yeah, she was wearing a bikini.
with like
It
a
was hot.
skirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was-
No, it was hot, is what I said.
Sure,
Okay, Jim.
It was. It
I was
was.
like, damn,
Oh,
Jim,
yeah.
you're
I
Say-
know.
Saying it again, like it was hot. Yeah. Okay. Both. Yes, but it was hot temperature
As
wise.
a little kid, you're like, oh, she's hot.
You know what? As a little kid, no, but as a teenager, yes. So, but then she was a lot thinner too, right? Like she had
She was
problems.
real-
Carrie Fisher
Fish, yeah.
had some issues with
Well,
some
because
stuff.
drugs but
Yeah.
also they made her. George Lucas made her lose like 30 pounds.
Oh, really?
To fit into the slave Leia costume.
They made it a small size, I guess. But anyway, so that's what happened. And did you hear like Disney's no longer making that toy ever? I think.
Leia?
Yeah.
The Slave
There's a
Leia?
lot of like after the fact,
Mhm.
during the time and even now at Comic-Con, everybody is that's
Slave
how
Leia.
everybody is dressed as Slave Leia, but she hated that whole entire scene. And so when they were deciding when they were going to who was going to kill Jabba the Hutt, like
Mhm.
she wanted to do it because she hated that he made her, in retrospect, that he was the one that made her dress like
Mm-hmm.
that. So she was the one who she told George BFS.
That's-
She told George, she's like, I want to be the one who kills him. I want to be the one who does that because he made me go through that.
Yeah, put the character maybe through that kind of
Yeah.
humiliation. I mean, she was like a politics, and she was a princess.
She
and all
was,
this stuff.
this political
When you think
activist
about
who
that.
goes off and fights, and then for
Hidden
her to be
rebel,
like put into this
Sure.
little
You
costume.
I'd never thought about it that way. Like when you start breaking it down, where she was like all this clout, and like you're saying, she was this rebel leader,
She
and
was
then being brought down to this. Level.
going off like she was doing actual political missions, and she was smart and she was a person of power.
Yeah.
And then for you to see her in
Brought
episode
down like
6
that.
to be
That
by
makes
this
sense.
dumb gangster, like
Yeah. And what's always funny, it's like vile gangster Jabba the Hutt. It's so funny. He had so much power, but it's true. That's very true. Never thought of it that way, actually. Even
and
until
after
now.
I would see interviews. At first, I remember I would, when I'm like, I want to be as skinny as her. I want to wear that also. I thought she was cool.
Mhm.
But then when I would see like her interviews of how
Mhm.
she hated it, I'm like, I understand. Like I can see that, and
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, I don't like it now. I don't like it.
Well, that's cool. So yeah, so she got captured. Luke gets trapped into a little trapdoor, goes fights the Rancor, a new beast, new thing, huge thing of claymation, or what is it? Stop action?
The stop motion.
Stop motion. Like it was cool. It was really cool though. It was a big thing, and he killed that monster. Remember that part?
Mm-hmm. You in the
Oh yeah. The cheat
The
notes.
cheat sheet.
So then, yeah, they get the barge scene. You get the whole nod thing where Family Guy does this. Have you seen it? The Family Guy thing?
No.
They're all on the barge, and Luke Lando nods or whatever, and then like they all nod. They all do, and it goes like for like a minute, and then it's like dun, dun, dun. I gotta show you that. It's so good because it's that Star Wars Family Guy episode. So they do that for a minute, and then like they're about to stop, and then they do it again. It's funny. And then the Luke does a signal where he jumps off the diving board and then bounces, and then R2D2 throws the lightsaber. Boom! It does a flip. Grabs the lightsaber. He has a green lightsaber now, and then he chops everybody off. And then you see Han is blind. He's like,
He still can't.
see.
Oh, I used to. What did he say? What did Luke say? He's like, I grew up here, something, and then Han's like, now you're gonna die here.
You're gonna die here.
Convenient.
He says that convenient.
Convenient.
I don't remember that part.
So
I just
good.
remember you're gonna die here because Luke says that I grew up here.
Yeah.
And that was cool. So you have Han accidentally, and one of these things where it's like Boba Fett's shooting, like I think Luke chops Boba Fett's gun, like, and then he pulls out, what is it, like another blaster, and then Han accidentally bumps him in the back, And then like Boba Fett goes flying and slams into the barge and rolls into the Sarlacc pit. And it's like, oh, the whole thing where
How many years are you digesting?
What is it?
In the Sarlacc?
Is it 1,000 years?
I'm asking. I don't remember.
That's what
I don't
they
remember the
say.
year.
They
1,000.
say you'll be digesting for a slow death. 1,000 years, like you're just there stuck. I mean, you're gonna die.
You're like,
You're gonna die before then because of like, starvation and stuff, and no water. But it digests you very slowly. So the whole thing with Boba Fett, like everybody loves Boba Fett at this point, and he died.
not love, but like thinks it's cool.
They think he's cool. He like kind of died like a punk, you know. He went out like a punk. That's like a thing. Like Boba Fett went out like a punk. What the hell, you know? He didn't have this epic fight, and you know, or like this cool thing. He just accidentally got hit by Han, and I mean, Django went out pretty cool. Yeah, Django, his dad went out pretty cool. But there's a thing. Always like expanded universe. Did Boba Fett die in that Sarlacc pit, or did he get out? And hoping like in the new movies, man, that'd be cool if you saw like he escaped. He had a broken jetpack, but he could have gotten out. He's Boba Fett, you know. So we're hoping that Boba Fett still lives, but if not, pour one out for my homies, Boba Fett. Yeah, and then they all escape. They're all happy. Leia kills Jabba
with an awesome, the epic like
choke. Yeah,
man.
and then Jabba's
all gross. His like
he has his
blubber's
tongue.
like
His tongue
So
gross.
gross.
Like even like
Doesn't he lick
You think he
Leia,
licks
like,
Leia?
at some point?
Yeah.
Yes. Freaking pervert.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gross.
He deserves it.
booger, Gross.
So they all blow up. They blow up everyone, and they take off. Luke goes back to Dagobah to go say, "Hey Yoda, I'm back. Train me more." And then Yoda's like, "I'm
He
sleepy,
dies.
and I'm gonna
And
die."
then he goes, and then he
I'm gonna
goes
die.
away to
Yeah,
Jedi heaven.
He disappears to Jedi heaven, and then
He trains him as a ghost.
Force-
no.
So how does like he continue training?
He didn't. He's like, so I am a Jedi. He like realizes that he's done. I guess
He gives himself like he graduates himself to like the Jedi Academy. He's like, I'm a Jedi.
I'm Jedi now.
And I did, yeah.
And so like he hadn't seen Obi-Wan for a while, like since the last time. No, that was. Anyway, so Obi-Wan appears, sits on a
The
log.
log.
So does Anakin, right?
Huh?
Anakin appears too.
No,
That's at the
Anakin's Vader.
end.
That's at the end.
That's it.
But that ghost.
That's at the end. That's
Oh, okay.
we still have a while. We
So-
haven't even gotten to.
I know. So anyway, so he talks to him. He learns that he confronts. He's like, "Why didn't you tell me, dude? You know, like that Vader was my dad. The hell's up with that? You know?" And so then he's like, from a certain point of view, and he's kind of a jerk about it.
Yeah,
again.
technically,
Technically, I was
didn't
right.
lie.
Anakin did die.
It was like an actually.
And actually, when he was seduced by the dark side, therefore Vader was born. Yeah, killing. He did kill your dad. Yeah. It wasn't actually kind of, you know, but I mean, it's cool. It made it for a good story, a good thing. So then, does he confirm Leia's his sister at that point, or he kind of that
Who
Luke,
does
that Luke
does
has
Luke,
a sister?
Who
Obi-Wan,
confirms it?
That Obi-Wan?
Oh, well, not to him. They say that line of the.
Oh, there's another.
Yoda says it, right?
Yeah.
Was it Yoda or Anakin? Yoda. He's like he's our only hope.
He's like,
there's another.
There is another, and so that was in episode 5. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah. So then they go and they're all training. They find out about the second Death Star, which is like super huge, right? It's a big Death Star, and I loved it. I love the way that Death Star looks. It's like under construction. You know, you got, and one of the funny things. That I think Clerks. Did you ever see Clerks? I think it's in Clerks 1. Kevin Smith movie?
No.
Clerks, they make a point where they're like, hey, that Death Star was under construction, which means there's workers on there. Just work, you know, skilled laborers, unskilled laborers,
Poor.
maybe also, you know, pobrecitos working on this Death Star,
just trying to make a living,
you know, like they're construction workers, really, or technicians, engineers, whatever, making stuff happen. And here comes these rebels or terrorists, you know, that when you think about it,
That's true. They're outsiders coming in, causing destruction,
you know, these bombing runs and stealing supplies and doing all this stuff. I mean, they're called rebels, right? And anyway, so they destroy this Death Star. I mean, before, a lot of stuff happens before that, but what do you think about that? Was it justified? Did they know what they're getting into?
It's all in the eyes of the beholder, I think. But I mean, when you think about it that way, it's kind of crazy And I mean, it would make sense.
Do you think they had their families on there? Like all the
Like,
officers
you get to
brought
come
their
and work
families?
here, but we're gonna
Bring your
give you
family.
lodges.
Yeah.
We'll give you
How are the
places
benefits
to
for the
stay,
Empire? Do
food.
you think
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
good?
I think
They
pretty
get
good.
paid, right?
I think.
Yeah, they get paid.
I think so. Like
Yeah.
we're not gonna. The pay's not that great, but your family can come and stay here if they want. They can eat the food at the cafeteria. Like it's all good.
It's all inclusive. It's cool. Do you think they have anyway. So you get some cool stuff there. You see the second Death Star, I think. Emperor's there chilling. They all decide to go to Endor, right? What happens in between? Yeah, they need to destroy the shield generator. They have an old ship with some old codes to get past like this shield that's protecting the Death Star. Because they learned that exhaust port was bad. It was in poor design. Remember, like when Luke shot
2 meters wide.
He's like-
Anyone can do that.
Yeah.
I did that all the time.
Yeah,
Calm
he's
down,
like,
Luke.
I know. He was like bragging. He's
Like keep it. I know.
I killed
He's like we did
Walkrats
this.
for no
Yeah,
longer.
we did this all the time back in Tatooine. Calm down, sir.
Yeah, he's
That's
like,
such an Anakin trait.
yeah, he's like super cocky with that stuff. Yeah, he goes and they're gonna go destroy the Death Star. They have this whole plan. They gotta destroy the shield generator. They get trapped, separated speeder bikes. You have this cool chase. I love it. On Endor, is it the moon? The forest moon of Endor,
yeah.
which means it's a forest moon. Endor is a system, or the planet is a planet, and the moon, the forest moon, is what orbits.
No, there's a system of Endor. No,
I don't know. That's the question. I don't think it's ever been determined if that's Endor. Or that's a forest moon of Endor, which would be the planet.
There's a system.
Well, if it's a moon, it means it's orbiting something. So I think Endor is here, and here's the forest moon of Endor. Nerd
Is
stuff.
our moon called the moon of Earth?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Called the moon.
It's called the moon. Yeah. So
It wouldn't be a planet. It'd be orbiting something.
what?
What?
I didn't-
Nerd stuff. See, that's one of the things they've never established. Is it Endor or the forest? It's a forest moon of Endor. So I think it's a moon that orbits. Anyway, whatever. Let us know what you think.
If anyone got this far.
Yeah, if you got this far, yeah, let us know in the comments below. Yeah, so they get there. They meet what are they called? The little thingies?
Teddy bears.
Teddy
The
bears.
Care Bears.
Or
Care Bears.
The mean Care Bears.
Yeah.
The jerk Care Bears.
Yes. Ewoks as well. Yep. So they meet them. You meet Wicket, which was, do you know who Wicket was? Like the actor?
no.
Warwick Davis, who also played Leprechaun. You ever see the Leprechaun movies?
No.
Those are
Was that the scary movies?
Yeah.
Creepy
Oh
one.
my god.
That's him. That's him. Wicket is Warwick Davis. And he also played a bunch of other ones. He was in another Lucas movie. You know what I'm talking about.
Do I?
There's only a limited amount of movies where you have a little person, which is that one. Not Labyrinth. No, the other one.
That wasn't a Lucas.
No.
Well, he was a producer for that one.
Anyway,
Got it.
you know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
You don't. Anyway, so yeah, he's a star of that one. So yeah, they're there. They're doing some stuff, trying to destroy the shield generator. Luke says, "I compromised the mission. I got to go turn myself in." To Vader. Vader takes him. They take him to the Emperor. The Emperor tries to seduce him.
Well, Luke
Not
and
in that way.
Leia. Luke and
What?
Han. I always say Luke and Leia. Luke and Han.
Yeah.
Han and Leia's reversal
What?
at Endor.
Oh yeah.
Now that's when Han says, "I love you," and
She says,
because she
sneaks
uses
the
a blaster to
and
kill a
shoots the
stormtrooper.
They just murder no. They don't care.
big deal.
No big
They're just
deal.
numbers.
Yeah, they're just people in white uniforms.
and that's where Leia finds out from Luke. That
Not yet.
No, not yet.
That's at
Not
the end.
yet.
We're trying
Isn't
to
it
end
still
this.
with the little monitos?
That's later at the end.
We're still.
Oh, okay. They're still.
We're almost there.
Almost there.
We're almost
Okay,
there.
Hang on.
Yeah, hang on.
She's like,
I want to get to the Force Ghost.
So then, and that's where Anakin shows up as a Force Ghost. No. So then, Emperor tries to seduce him, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going, bud?" And puts his arm around him. No, he doesn't do that.
But Luke's like,
He tries to. He's like, I'm taken, and whatever. He tries to bring him in, and he even tells him hey, join me, we'll get rid of your dad over here. And then he tells him in front of Vader nonchalantly. He does, right? And then
Rude.
He's pretty rude, and that's the whole thing. Even Vader said that to Luke. He's like, join me, and we'll
you
rule
and
the
I can
galaxy.
rule the galaxy
As
as
father
father
and
and son.
That's kind of cool. So Vader has a soft spot. And remember, Vader thought his kids died. he thought Padme died, right? And
It seems in your
He killed
anger
Padme,
you
I'm
killed.
sure.
what
He killed Padme.
I think
She
the
died of
Emperor-
a broken heart.
We've already determined
did.
the medical condition, broken
The real
heart,
thing.
broken heart condition.
It's a condition.
Yeah, so they fight. They have this epic lightsaber fight. Vader and Luke again. This time Luke is trained. Well, he tells the Emperor's like telling him like good, like use the force. He can feel the
Use the hate
Yeah,
flow. Let
the hate flow
let the
through
hate
you.
flow through you.
Let the hate flow through you. He feels it, and he's like tempting him with the saber, strike me down. And Luke calls for the saber and like strikes on the Emperor, but Vader blocks it with his saber and saves him. And then they have this epic battle. Well, well, not yet. They have the battle. Luke freaking like cuts Vader's arm off, and you see a bunch of stuff like Vader throws a saber, which is cool. You see the green and red epic stuff. Cool fighting, like they stepped it up, like they had to, right? After Empire. So they fought. He chops his arm off, and like Vader's like not breathing funny, but he's like weak. And then Emperor's telling him, kill him, like do it. And then you'll fully be dark side at that point once you kill your father. And he just throws a saber like a dummy and says, I'll never join you. And then Emperor electrocutes him. Force lightnings him.
The purple lightning.
Blue lightning. Is it purple? You're right. I think it's purple. So he does that, like what he used on who in episode 3? Your favorite character? Frederick Douglass. So he's doing that, but Luke's surviving, and he's like dying, and he calls her his father, and like Vader's just like
Vader,
he does this thing. He does like I always remember it's like. And he like looks back at him, and like kind of looks back. It's like Luke's like still dying.
I know. It's like make your decision.
Oh, it's too late. He's dead already. All right, what do you want to eat later?
What do you want to eat?
Yeah. So at that point, like he feels it, like he can't let his son die. He picks up the Emperor, throws him off a building or whatever into like a pit.
He just grabs him and he's like
Emperor's still like, shooting lightning. Yeah.
So he just like rolls. He falls down the tunnel.
Yeah, he throws him in the tunnel, and you see all the energy. Yeah, all this. And at that point, Vader was electrocuted too. You see his like a skeleton, like as you do when you get electrocuted as a cartoon. You see the. Like Home Alone 2.
I think it's funny that it's like through the mask.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
It's so
like Home Alone 2, you know. Remember that? Anyway, so that's what happens to Vader, and his breathing apparatus is all. That's what was keeping him alive. So it's all malfunctioning, and he's like wheezing and stuff. He needs like the inhaler.
Asthma inhaler.
So then he takes off the mask.
Well, they take him. He's like. For some reason, Vader can't walk anymore, and then he takes him. Well, I think because his whole suit's all malfunctioning.
Yeah.
It's all malfunctioning.
Yeah.
So he throws him down. He's like, "Let me see you with my own eyes," kind of thing. He's like, "But you'll die." He's like, "Yeah, I know." And so, well, he doesn't say that, but he takes off the mask, and then you're like, "Oh,
Yeah, I think that's
put it back on."
Oh, I know. I can imagine Luke like, I look like mom, right?
Yeah. And also, he hasn't taken a shower for like
We don't know how long.
3 movies. You know what I mean? And like through Rogue One, and then all these. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it's very sanitary. Does he go to the bathroom?
We don't
Vader?
know.
Yeah.
Like
Does
if
he
there's
have
like a
a
system.
I don't know. It probably got chipped off in
No,
episode 3.
because only his legs were chopped off, not his private parts.
How low? But the lava.
Yeah, the lava pretty chopped up some legs.
Not
from
chopped
there.
off. Maybe like
The heat, yeah, maybe. But the force probably protected it. Whatever.
okay.
Anyway, he used
This is
all
why
his
it's
force
rated
power.
R, no.
Oh, sorry, Melinda's mom, Miss Garza. Anyway, I would with the force. I could anything, but anyway. So
Jim.
So-
Oh my gosh.
sorry, the force. What were we talking about? The force. You brought it up.
What?
Anyway.
Well, you were saying, can he shower? Was the next question is, can he go to the restroom? You know,
I guess he can go to the restroom in his suit. His suit takes care of all that.
barbecue sauce.
Oh,
We asked the real questions here at
salsicha.
KSM.
What is it called in Spanish?
Melinda hates it.
Yeah, I know, but for the
Her mom's
viewers,
gonna get mad at us if we say it.
salsicha.
I'm sure she's already mad.
What's it called? I said it wrong.
Salchicha.
Salsicha.
Baba.
What?
Salchicha salad.
Oh, okay.
Gross, Claudia.
I don't know what that means. It's just sausage, whatever.
Barbecue sausage.
Okay.
Did you just
So-
say,
Yeah. So
Jim?
what?
Sorry, but Darth Vader.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about like barbecue.
Okay, let's move on.
So moving on. We also
So
have.
let's go back to.
Oh yeah, we forgot about the cool fight. It's a trap. We're going
It's a
back in
trap.
time.
It's a trap.
It's a trap, everyone. No, Admiral Akbar. What pop quiz? What is his
No.
species? What is his alien race?
Give me multiple choice.
No.
Do you
Jellyfish man.
yeah, do you not remember?
Squid monster or Mon calamari? Yeah, I don't know. I can't come. A jellyfish man. Correct. So you have all that happen. Vader at that point he comes back to the light side, which is he redeems himself.
And
when
that's
he
the
threw
name of the film. A lot
the
of
light side,
yes.
which is the Return of the Jedi.
A lot of people think that it's Luke
A
who's
Luke story.
that he's the one that's the Return of the Jedi, but it's Anakin redeeming himself.
redeeming himself.
And saving his son.
Original, another bit of
Oh,
another tidbit.
Do you get it now?
Another
Return
fact.
Return of the Jedi.
It was called originally. What was it called
Is
originally?
that Darth Vader in a skirt?
Pretty good. Yeah, that's great. What does he have? Big boots. He has platform boots.
Well, he has them in the film, and I'm thinking of episodes.
There you go.
It's like poof, poof.
Yeah.
No.
Ooh. Pop quiz.
They're actually kind of accurate, actually.
Damn it! I forgot my pop quiz. Anyway,
come on, Jim, remember.
I cannot remember. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So
My
then,
art distracted you.
it did.
My art
So
skills.
so Vader. Oh yeah. What was the original name of the film? Do you remember? I think you know this. This
Of
movie.
Return of the Jedi?
Yeah. Return was replaced with something else.
Don't tell me.
Okay. Dead air.
Don't tell me.
3, 2. Marley, what do you think?
Wait, no, this is something I know.
Your sister, Marley, look at her.
Get mad at her, Marley. Uncle,
Yeah,
Melinda's one uncle. Get mad. No,
Oh
I'm just
my
kidding.
gosh.
No, you might not know, but it was called Revenge of the Jedi originally.
Ah, I remember that.
So no, you don't.
How do you know I don't remember that?
Well, it was called Revenge of the Jedi, but then of course, why would a Jedi want to get revenge? So they changed it to Return. And there's some posters actually. I mean, look it up. It just says Revenge of the Jedi. Some of the original artwork, and they changed it to Return. It's cool. Very
In the
cool.
back of my mind, I kind of knew that.
Okay.
I'm sure.
So yeah, and so he gets Vader. He takes him. Vader he disappears, I guess, because you see later
But they
burn
burn him. They burn
his suit, I guess, and then like there's a theory that the Ewoks are eating the cannibals. and
There's
they're
a
eating.
theory.
Well, because you see like the empty helmets of all the stormtroopers. What the hell happened to them? The
It would make
Ewoks are eating them.
sense. They're like creatures in the forest.
True, they're
No,
hungry.
They eat little protein bars that
Protein bars?
that Leia gives
Oh,
them.
that's it. That's all
Yeah,
they eat.
that's their
They
meal.
share it.
I
They
mean,
were gonna eat
they
them.
were gonna put them on a little
Yeah, they
stick.
had them on sticks.
Oh, what
and we're gonna
3PO
burn them.
was
Yeah, they're gonna make them into barbecue.
was their king.
Barbecue.
Barbecue, yummy.
Okay,
So they were gonna eat them. They were,
Mhm.
so they probably ate all the stormtroopers. Like, okay, just eat them, I guess. So you have the Death Star, the Millennium Falcon going there. Lando's flying it. Han, we are going back all over the place. Death Star gets destroyed, which is really cool. You get this cool explosion. I did like what they did in the special edition with, I think, the rings, or was that the first one? I don't remember. But all that happens. Vader is redeemed. They burn him. They burn the body, and it's the end of the movie.
So they have
And
a
yeah, they have a
party.
pachanga. They have a
The
party. You
Pachanga.
look over there. You see,
The Force Ghost.
who do you see?
Not old. Or the
Yeah.
new Anakin?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because he technically he would have been redeemed as an old man. He
Yeah.
lived his life, came back, but they replaced him in the special edition with Hayden
Hayden
Christensen,
Christensen.
which is the young Anakin. And put him in there because nobody knows who's this old guy. Like really, like I guess that's what they knew. But you knew who Hayden Christensen was, so they brought him in there. We're like
The Love
as
Filoni.
when he
Freaking
died.
Always wanting to
fix stuff.
That doesn't need to be fixed.
Well, the whole point was that when he died as Anakin Skywalker, that's when he died. But he was redeemed, whatever. But I don't mind it so much. But you have that ending. They removed. You see the cool part in the special edition where everybody's celebrating all over the galaxy, which wasn't in the original. They had a little bit of it, but they had that Nub Nub song, Nub Nub song that was removed, I think. And they added the whole fireworks, and you see Naboo, you see like the Gungan celebrating. They're trying to tie up all the prequels in there, which I didn't mind either. It was cool to see this whole celebration. They had the Saddam statue falling down pretty much of the Emperor. They did. I mean, they really did. Them knocking it down. I loved it. I thought it was cool. Final thoughts on Star Wars, the prequels. What was your favorite? Not prequels, original trilogy.
My favorite film of all time, well, like tied with another movie, is Episode 5.
Yep. How would you rank them?
5.
Let's include Force Awakens, or
really?
No, okay, let's not include Force Awakens. Let's say 5. I agree.
As number 1?
Yeah. Favorite. Which is Empire. I would say.
Oh man, I don't know. I love 4.
I would say 5, 6.
4.
Okay. La alarm. Okay. Gracias. Thank
Bye.
you.
Sorry.
Okay. 5, 6. I guess 4, 3.
Oh, you mean of all of them?
Yeah, all of them.
Oh.
Since we've done the prequels already. I'm going to go 5, 6,
3, 4, 4, 3,
4,
4, 3, 1, 2.
All right, I'm going to go 3, 4, 2, 1.
That's what I said, except my last 2 are switched.
5, 6. That's a tough. I like. I guess
6, 3.
Yeah,
2,
I'm gonna go with 3. I really like 3. 3, 4, 2, 1.
5, 6, 3, 4, 1, 2.
5, 6, 3, 4, 2, 1.
1, 6, 5. I don't care about the other
1, 6, 5. Jar Jar was favorite.
1 because the little boy was there.
Oh, she really liked Anakin.
I like the little boy,
Baby
and I like
Anakin.
You're the only one that
Misa.
liked
Are you an angel? Be quiet, kid.
That's
You're
what
like
I
10
like.
years old.
And
You
then
don't know
Padme
anything.
was cool, but I don't remember what number.
1,
that
6,
you-
5.
You didn't
5.
put
I lost the other 3 numbers.
2.
3, 2, 4.
4 is your least favorite. The introduction of Star Wars.
The Star Wars.
The introduction is the
Oh.
baby, with the boy.
Okay, so she's a prequel baby.
I like them in order,
1,
but I
6,
haven't
5,
watched them a
3,
million
2,
times
4.
like you guys.
Yeah.
So you guys can't judge me for it.
I mean, I love Empire because Empire's so great. It's a great movie. Dark. It was a little darker than the others, so that's why I think I liked it a lot more. Return of the Jedi had teddy bears, which is okay, but I mean, the fight scenes, the whole space stuff was really cool. I loved it. Anything else you want to add?
The 6th one, The Force Awakens. I'm interested in all those theories, but
We'll talk about that next week.
Podcast to come.
Podcast to come. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Force Awakens and then probably miscellaneous stuff, right? Are we
That's
doing
Miss.
that?
Yeah, we'll do Star Wars Miss. So we can do Empire. We can do Force Awakens, and then we can talk about the series, any books, any
Okay.
comics, anything.
Claudia's
Star Wars.
really
that we
excited. She's super proud. Woohoo.
Star
Way to
Wars
go.
for a year.
And then we're gonna do the
Rogue One.
watch Rogue One, and then hopefully do a Rogue One review or talk discussion.
Jim, I'm gonna have seen Rogue One before you, and I'm gonna text you
No.
all the spoilers.
No. I'm gonna turn off my phone, I think.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be turning off my phone because you won't watch it till the weekend. So you guys will watch
We'll
it.
just delete you from everything.
Goodbye, Claudia. Do not come to work on Friday.
Yeah, don't come to work on Friday because we're going to talk about it. We're excited. But anyway, so anything else you want to add? Final notes on original trilogy? I loved it. Just changed. I mean, we're still obsessed over it. I don't even, how many years has it been? 1979?
Oh, since when?
Sorry, when Star Wars came out?
77, 80, 83.
Okay, so I was born in 82, and yeah, I didn't see them until later, but love them. Still a part of my life. Yeah, love the Lego. Love it. I love the universe. There's only like another universe that I love as much as this one, which is, well, you love Harry Potter, which is fine.
Were you saying DC?
No.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say DC is your other universe that you like.
DC, but I've spent more time in like a Mass Effect world, which you don't know about. It's a video game world, but I've spent so much time in there.
Okay, friend.
Anyway, nerd talk. There's no more. There's another one coming out, but it reminded me of Star Wars. They love Star Wars. That's why it reminds me so much of it. Love it. Again, thanks for joining us. Let us know what you think. What's your favorite order of Star Wars? The right way, like me, or the wrong way, like
my right way,
or the way halfway,
or the random numbers that Claudia wrote here. She loved the little boy in Jar Jar. Just remember that. Also, what Star Wars character would you be? Let us know in the comments. I don't know. Hopefully, you stuck around with us. Are you excited about Rogue One? We are. Or Rouge One, as I called it.
Rouge One.
Yeah.
Next week. Woohoo!
Woo! And Marley, what do you think? Let us know what you think. Should she let us know what she thinks?
No, she'll
Also,
like rip on all of us.
Okay, and so Marley, would she be a Jedi or
Marley's dark side?
Dark side.
No, like she says she's dark
She
side.
says she's dark side. Cool. How about you?
You're like half there though.
That's rude.
It's okay. You're like Mace Windu. You use like the
Yeah.
dark side to your advantage, the fighting styles, stuff like that. In the light side, like Mace Windu.
Dark side.
Your dark side, you just be, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we saw that
I'm
yesterday
not
with your
that
text.
Evil. What
That
text?
evil. You had to say, I'm not that evil. You know you're evil, but you don't think you're that evil.
I
Cool.
don't know.
Good times.
I don't know. Like I would start good and then just dark
Go on to the dark side. I don't know. I feel like because I'd be like in that universe, I'd be that galaxy. I mean, I'd be the politicians who I don't know. I'd be like the Padme who wants liberty.
Would you be a Jedi in that universe?
No, that's like right now asking if I'd be a cop. No.
Well, not you chose it. But, well, I mean, if you could choose, would you be a Jedi?
I mean,
Heck
that would
yeah.
be freaking awesome. Of course, I'd want a lightsaber and want to
Yeah.
go like find, do my own cases and missions and stuff. That'd be super cool.
Yeah, I'd probably fall like. Yeah, I'd be a fallen Jedi. Probably. Like I think I couldn't stick. No, I couldn't stick into their like religion, like not full religion, like all the way. You'd be going that way, but I was like, what the hell? Why can't I have a relationship?
No,
Why
I
can't
feel
do
like
this?
I'd be like the Qui-Gon Jinn or like the Obi-Wan who are full like Jedi, but do it their own way. They're like,
Like
oh,
a
we
rogue.
don't like it, but we'll do it
Yeah.
because that's what you do.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd probably be me.
kind of a renegade.
A
Jedi.
renegade,
Good
yeah.
Jedi, but you're
A good
renegade. You
Jedi
do
that's
things
like
your own
with
way.
attitude, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of see myself, but I think I'd probably break away from that. I don't know. Yeah, but I
You'd
see
be
you.
like Anakin.
Huh?
What?
No, I'd see you as like one of those wanting to learn more. So you'd like be reading like the
Doctor Strange of wanting, or what are you talking
No,
about?
like wanting-
I'd be the dark side
no,
that
wanting
way.
to learn more. You're like, ooh, I can embrace. Oh, I can use this power. The Hermione of it. But then going through and reading, then get so like, oh, I can use this power and whatever, and like dwell in the dark side, but for the lights, your own way. That's how I see you.
I think
find
we
out.
all start good.
Yeah, we all start good,
Right.
like in real life.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, hopefully in real life we don't turn dark side. So, thanks for joining us. Would you be light side or dark side? Thanks for joining us again. My name's Jim,
Claudia.
Melinda.
and if you can follow us on Twitter and like and share. If you love Star Wars, let us know how excited you are, and have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Like I want to
Is there
learn.
your signatures? Practicing your ABCs. Cool.
Guys, I gotta pee. Stop talking. I was like, ah.
Oh, stop doing that with your eyeball.
I think
How are you gonna
we should
stand
take it
by?
down.
My President Trump will get angry.
No.
He's gonna call us losers, and he's like, "Oh, you
I
only
just-
have
Bunch of
I
losers
think
only
we
have
should
11
do-
subscribers.
30 hit." Yeah. No, that's tightening it the other way.
Righty tighty.
There you go. Let go, and then there you go. Is that good? And tighten it. Was that good, Melinda? Sure.
I was thinking it and I didn't say it.
I know. It's okay.
Melinda has sandias.
You have sandias?
The cookies on her table.
Do you mean Sandy's?
Sandias.
That's watermelon.
Yep.
Sandias.
Melinda.
Me? That's not a duck face.
It's my duck face.
Let me check you for guiles.
Oh, my pillows are crazy
No
today. I
lipstick?
already. Thanks, Talia.
And it was only recently that I actually like fish, like that I like sushi. But it has to be that sushi that I can't taste the fish in.
Like a
So the
California
one
roll.
with the most cream cheese and avocado.
California roll for beginners.
That's it.
For
That's the
noobs.
only thing.
For noobs.
Everything else just just the fish just overpowers my tongue, and I'm like. I don't shave my legs in the winter.
Really?
I mean, usually you wear tights or you wear like pants. Shaving is tedious, Jim.
Yeah, it's easy.
No, it's not.
It's probably easy.
I always miss some sort
Chunks.
of part.
No, me shaving.
Oh, I'm like, what do I have?
That's me with him all the time. I always miss like
A
one
chunk.
section. 'Cause
On
I'm
Monday, I had
blind.
like a chunk of hair, and my brother's like, "Can you do it right?" I'm like, "No, I can't see."
That's Pablo all the time. He's like, "Why don't you shave right?" I'm like, "Cause I'm blind."
Tell him
and
to
I
shave
have
you.
Shave in the shower. Imagine that.
Tell him to
being
shave you.
Blind. I'm trying to shave.
Tell him to shave you. Shave
I
it back.
mean, it's not even like a blind issue. It's like a. I need to do this fast. I don't care what I get.
What I hear like belly button and everything.
What?
Everything.
You shave your belly button?
Everything has to be hairless.
You have to be
Everything
hairless?
has to be hairless when I shave. When
Thanks
I
for
don't,
sharing,
I
Claudia.
look like Chewbacca.
Thanks for sharing.
But it's like pretty peach fuzz, you know?
You
Your
shave
belly
your arms?
button hair?
You have a long hair. Look.
I do. I have long, peach fuzzy.
No,
stuff.
peach fuzz is smaller.
Thanks, Jim.
Peach fuzz, and you can't
If I
even
was
grow
to
it.
shave this, it would probably come out dark. And that's my theory. I've never tried. I don't want to.
No. Ready? Star Wars?
No, that's Chola Jim. I'm way past that.
Chola Jim?
Chola Jim.
Okay, ready? Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Move your chair. You good there?
Yeah.
Sure, you are.
How many?
All right.
30 minutes?
Hombre way. 45 at least. Okay.
How do you
Ready, Claudia?
teach me how to do the iPhone?
Teach me.
Has.
What do you want to do? Dee-dee.
Do you ever feel like a piece of trash?
That's not the line.
Drifting through the woods.
That's not. None of that is right.
Yes, baby, you're fireworks.
A piece of trash.
Come and make your color show. Make them go.
Oh my god.
Wrong one.
This is why my mom says it's
Make them
inappropriate.
go. There you go. That's what I was trying to do.
Hello and welcome to the Kind of Sort of Maybe show. Haven't done that in a while.
It was last week.
It's been a week, Jim.
No, I've been nailing it.
Mm,
Like without messing up. Okay, ready?